Have you ever wondered why the F6F Hellcat was so hated by Japan? Imagine an aircraft that was so powerful that it turned the course of the Pacific theater of World War II. A symbol of unmatched agility and tremendous power, the Hellcat was more than just a fighter, it was a game changer. This film delves into the amazing tale of the Hellcat, demonstrating how its superior combat capabilities and engineering skill instilled dread in the hearts of its adversaries. Why was this plane so unstoppable? Let's investigate. The mechanical ballet between the F6F Hellcat and the A6M Zero. Emerging from the creative minds at Grumman, the F6F Hellcat was designed to surpass the limitations of earlier naval aircraft. A blend of power and practicality, it showcased a broader wing and a robust engine, encapsulating American technological advancement in its form and function. Born to eclipse its predecessor, the F4F Wildcat, the Hellcat's design marked a new era in naval aviation, where the synergy of speed, agility, and strength defined the sky. Underneath its metal skin, the Hellcat boasted a Pratt & Whitney R2800 engine, reaching a top speed of 376 miles per hour. Its arsenal included 6 50-caliber machine guns and an array of rockets and bombs. Engineered to be adaptable and repairable, its 42-foot wingspan and impressive range of 1,089 miles set new standards. With a service ceiling of 37,300 feet, the Hellcat was a mechanical marvel that carried the essence of both beauty and brutality, a perfect storm waiting to be unleashed. When the Hellcat's wings touched the Pacific theater in 1943, the scales shifted. Serving from aircraft carriers, it emerged as the Navy's leading fighter. Its agility and power turned it into a force that would change the tide of aerial battles, more than just a seeker of aerial supremacy. It played a vital role in ground assaults and bombing missions. With a relentless drive for victory, it dominated the skies, earning the nickname Ace Maker by downing over 5,000 enemy aircraft. Pilots who flew it marveled at the F6F's versatility. Whether in a dogfight or providing ground support, its reliable nature appealed to both seasoned veterans and new recruits. The Hellcat's cockpit became a place where fear met determination and challenges turned into successes. It became synonymous with triumph, an aircraft that met the demands of warfare with both elegance and power. The Japanese A6M Zero, known to its pilots simply as the Zero, was the result of Japan's top engineers and bold vision. Charged with creating a naval fighter that was both lightweight and powerful, Mitsubishi's Jiro Horikoshi led the development, producing a design that would set new aviation standards. Grace and agility were the trademarks of the Zero, embodying a perfect blend of art and engineering. This aircraft was not just a war machine, it was a symbol of Japan's industrial strength and cultural pride. Beneath its sleek exterior, the A6M Zero was powered by the Nakajima Sakai radial engine, achieving a top speed of 331 miles per hour. It was armed with 2 20mm cannons and 2 7.7mm machine guns. The Zero was heavily armed and ready for combat. Its lightweight frame, with an empty weight of only 374 pounds, allowed for exceptional maneuverability, while its range of over 1,600 miles showcased its endurance and reach far beyond other planes of its time. This wasn't just a fighter, it was a statement, a dance of metal and fire that dominated the sky. When the Zero first appeared in the Pacific theater, it quickly became legendary. Its agility and speed were unmatched, and its combat prowess was astonishing. The aircraft's design allowed it to outmaneuver almost any opponent in a dogfight, and its presence in the sky caused significant concern among Allied forces. The Zero played a crucial role in many naval battles, from the attack on Pearl Harbor to the battles of Midway and Guadalcanal. Its grace in the sky was not just poetic, but a strategic asset that gave Japan an edge. The combat strategy and use of the Zero were rooted in its design philosophy. Its lightweight construction allowed for tactics that emphasized agility and finesse over brute force. Zero pilots were trained to engage in dogfights that showcased their aircraft's superior maneuverability, turning the sky into a theater of aerial ballet. Tactics such as the boom and zoom were employed to take advantage of the Zero's speed and nimbleness. However, this also made the Zero vulnerable to damage, a flaw that its adversaries would eventually exploit. The relationship between the Zero and its American counterpart, the F6F Hellcat, was more than just a rivalry. It was a challenging, ever-evolving contest that tested both design and tactics. Now, let's compare these two iconic aircraft, setting the stage for some of the most intense battles of the Pacific War. In a side-by-side comparison, the Hellcat's sturdiness, 376-mile-per-hour top speed, and strong armament contrasted sharply with the Zero's lighter build, agility, and slightly lower top speed of 331 miles per hour. The Hellcat's Pratt & Whitney R2800 engine focused on raw power, while the Zero's Nakajima Sakai engine was about optimizing finesse and efficiency. Their different wingspans, 42 feet for the Hellcat and 39 feet for the Zero, reflected different design goals. The Hellcat aimed for dominance through strength, while the Zero focused on maneuverability. These differences were strategically magnified in the Pacific theater. The Hellcat's rugged build allowed it to take damage and keep flying, fitting with the American strategy of direct combat. In contrast, the Zero's lighter frame made it a deadly dogfighter, but more prone to damage, reflecting Japan's focus on agility and tactical finesse. American pilots often sought head-to-head combat, while Japanese pilots used hit-and-run tactics. Technology also played a crucial role in shaping these aircraft. The Hellcat's self-sealing fuel tanks and armored cockpit were innovations that provided protection, emphasizing American survivability. The Zero's design prioritized weight reduction, omitting armor and self-sealing tanks, which made it nimble but vulnerable to fatal damage. These technological choices were not just engineering feats, but strategic decisions reflecting larger military philosophies. The comparison between the F6F Hellcat and A6M Zero shows more than just differences in design and capability. These aircraft were shaped by different philosophies and military strategies, resulting in unique approaches in the Pacific theater. The Hellcat's ruggedness and firepower represented brute force, while the Zero's agility and efficiency showcased precision. These differences created a complex aerial warfare tapestry where no single approach dominated, and each battle brought new challenges and opportunities. The clashes between the Hellcat and Zero in the Pacific theater were key to some of World War II's most intense battles. One major confrontation was the Battle of the Philippine Sea in June 1944, where the Hellcat's robustness and firepower allowed the U.S. Navy to inflict significant damage on the Japanese fleet. Another significant clash occurred during the Battle of Leyte Gulf in October 1944. The Japanese used the Zero in kamikaze attacks, showing its maneuverability and Japan's desperate situation. The Hellcat, as a fleet defender, had to adapt to intercept these attacks. Despite some success, this revealed limitations in the Hellcat's ability to counter unpredictable assaults. Further analysis shows strengths and weaknesses on both sides. The Hellcat's rugged build and superior firepower allowed it to dominate in direct engagements, while the Zero's agility gave Japanese pilots tactical flexibility. However, the Zero's vulnerability to damage was a significant weakness. The Battle of Okinawa in 1945 highlighted this, with extensive kamikaze attacks by Zero pilots and the Hellcat's role in fleet defense creating a complex interplay of offense and defense. Reflecting on the legacy of the F6F Hellcat and A6M Zero, it's clear they left a lasting mark on World War II and modern aviation design and strategy. The Hellcat's ruggedness and firepower and the Zero's agility and finesse have inspired engineers and strategists. Their story is a reminder of how innovation, adaptation, and courage can create legends even in the chaos of war. With its superiority and inventiveness, the F6F Hellcat left a lasting impact that changed the face of aerial combat in the Pacific. As we come to a close, it is evident why this aircraft has such a terrifying reputation. The Hellcat is a living example of the strength of creativity and planning, both in its construction and its combat accomplishments. The roar of the Hellcat, a representation of unwavering force, will always reverberate through the skies over the Pacific.